For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Camping and Leisure. Me, Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a review on a product from Kampa. So this here is the Kampa Rally Air 390 Plus. So this is the left-hand model. They do also do a right-hand model as well. So basically that refers to this extra sort of wing part here, whether it's bolted on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. Predominantly for the UK market, most people tend to like to follow the curvature of the caravan and have it go round like so. It's a model that was introduced certainly new for the 2017 season, and for the 2018 season it's got some drastic improvements. Not that it necessarily needs them, but it's just Kampa have upped their game and kept the price point about the same, so it's really good. Obviously, because it's inflatable, it's very quick and easy to put up, and you can check out our pitching and packing videos on how quick and simple it is to put this thing up. I think myself on my own did the whole thing in about sort of 10-11 minutes. So, you know, for an awning this sort of size, that's really impressive. And certainly when you get sort of things like the electric pump, it might be a little bit slower, but you can sit back, relax and watch it go up as well. There is a dual action hand pump, single action hand pump included with the actual awning itself, and it's 1 point inflation. So you've got one inflation point in the middle, and basically the air will then distribute itself through sort of pipe work on the inside, but we'll talk more about that in detail as we go in just a second. Even though you've got one inflation point, you've got several deflation points. So at the bottom of every single beam, there is a deflation point to obviously help you get the air out of the awning. Generally, I think it looks really smart, and they've made some significant differences to the 2018 season. The first of which is the dual, basically pitch roof. So you've got a bit more of a height throughout the whole awning itself, and it means that certainly when you get to the beam at this point here, you can stand up a bit closer to the panel. One other thing as well is actually the beams have actually been made bigger, so you've got more structural strength. Again, as you can see, that's pretty much going nowhere, and that's without it really sort of properly storm strapped out as such. This extra wing actually goes up in 1 point with the main awning, so you pitch it as you see it now. And yet again, they've made some really nice sort of differences with this sort of extra kind of wing part, as I'm calling it. Is you can still sort of enter and exit through this part here. So that door can then basically roll back, and you can use it as a separate entrance. Alternatively, you can still use the conventional entrances on the front door panels. So these door panels will quite happily just zip back and roll back to this point here. And like I said, this on the 390 just goes outside. One of the main big changes is that they've introduced a smaller size. So they've introduced a Rally, basically Air 260 Plus. So it's basically a smaller version of it, which you can now see here. Ta-da! Thank you for that. And now it's actually, you can see, one thing you get, it uses Kampa's Pro fabric. So it's a denier, a really nice fabric they've had for a long time. It's one of those things that's not broke, don't tend to fix it. But generally I think the small improvements with the extra height and things like that, and the bulking up of the uprights, I think really makes it look sharp and on point. And it's something that I'm very, to be fair, quite impressed with. This particular model is actually one we're looking at having at our indoor display in Gloucestershire, so you should be able to come into store under shelter and see it on display and really get a bit of a grasp for it. But let's talk a bit more about certain features on the inside. So now inside you kind of get a bit more better grasp of how it's laid out. And the first thing you see straight away is obviously the beautiful crystal clear windows you've got at the front, providing loads of light inside and making it feel really nice and big and airy inside of here. It helps to feel big and airy because obviously, like I said, you've got the new pitch roof, which helps certainly the height at the front of the awning, which you can see straight away. And like I said, being that sort of bigger capacity means it's stronger in winds. And like I said, from the outside you see I was pushing it quite hard, and it's still rock solid without any proper full-on storm straps attached to it. It's 1 point inflation, so on the outside of here, like I said, basically the air comes up through here and distributes itself through these valves. So this valve basically allows it to flip through all the other bits and bobs, and you can actually isolate the valve itself. So when you pitch it up, you have the valves open so the air can distribute itself. When it's physically up, you can turn these taps, and it means every valve is then sort of on. Each beam is then individual. So if, God forbid, you had a puncture in this particular one, because it's all isolated, you can take that out quite simply. Just for here, put like a patch repair kit on the bladder, put it back in, inflate it up, you're good to go. And there's obviously videos on how to do that on our own YouTube channel. One thing that I said, if need be, it's quite an easy fix, and if you did need replacement bladders, they are easily available as well. To combat with the clarity of the windows, you've got a traditional sort of caravan style curtains. So there's a little clip retainer here, and you can just put it along so, and there's just a webbing strap to make sure the curtain stays nice and close to the window, so you get good coverage and it's not sort of flapping around in mid-air. Joys this, you get the privacy, but you still get light in through the skylights as well, so that's quite a nice little bits and bobs feature. what you can then do is just pop it back down in there, that'll clip and retain it, simple enough. You've still got things like a mesh part, got the mesh Velcro part here, which allows you to basically Velcro the main part of the middle of the door nice and tight to the bottom of the awning to stop it flapping around in the wind. And you've also got the ability of a second zip. So this is something they've introduced in 2017 to a couple of models. It's now throughout Kampa's range. A second zip allows you to basically zip a mesh panel into that position, have the door obviously fully back or partly open, and have good circulation. Yet again, the bonus point to that is means in a night when you're sort of in the warm weather, you want to have it nice and fresh and airy inside of here. You don't have to worry about the bugs and critters coming in. So the joys of the zip part here, this can zip across and give you like a little veranda, and then you still got mesh on this zip to allow obviously protection against bugs. But like I say, it's quite simple to put on as and when you need it. One thing you can also notice to say is obviously the carpet we've got down inside of here. So this is a continental cushion carpet. There are different versions of this, but the continental cushion carpet is the only one you can buy for the main body and then have an extra one to go inside. So you want it to match, really this is the one you have to look for. The door, which basically leads and separates you into your sort of little plus annexy type part, can be removed completely. So you can move it out. And one thing you can actually do as well is, because it can remove out, you can interchange it with the panel where the camera is. So if you wanted to position the door, rather than the door at the back here and the window here, it can turn round so that panel comes to here. You have the door then here and the window here. So it means when you're not coming out of the caravan, first point, you haven't got to shut the door before you walk through this part here. So that really is quite a nice feature. It's something that Kampa do pretty much on all their models where the panels zip out. So by zipping back this, you can kind of get a bit more of a better feel for this extra part here. And because they've actually raised it with the beam system here, it's a lot more room inside of it. So I can stand up even when I get into the corner. You know, it's much better and more pleasurable to be in. You can buy an inner bedroom to go in this particular area, which again just toggles in like so. And normally when you see a black toggle part anywhere on the awning, it basically means that it will take an inner bedroom. So you've got one in the main body here, which again puts an inner bedroom slap bang in the middle of the awning. The white ones are for the roof liners. We often get asked that, so that's one thing that does sort of try and hopefully clear that up a bit. There are numerous optional extras you can look at for this particular awning. Not only the carpet for a bit more breathability, you know, again, and a nice layer against the grass, but you've got little Velcro points here which will take a saber light. So it's like a lighting system you can add it, which is compatible with this particular model. And you've got two positions for saber lights here, obviously on both beams and on the roof part as well. And even actually now in here, there's also Velcro tabs to accommodate saber lights. Big change at the back is this is now, previously this used to be just a window panel like this all the way through, but it's a mesh panel here now as well. So you can actually roll the outside up, have a mesh and help with that circulation, sort of help condensation. The front panel still is as it was, and you can use this as a door to practically exit and enter as you please. And like I said, it's all quite a nice system that you can actually have it as part of the awning if you want to, have it completely open or sealed up to have that point. When you get inside of here, you've got obviously a zip part here. So if you have any undercover sort of storage cupboards that you need to access to, you can unzip this part. It then comes obviously, you can roll it back completely if you wanted to, get to the cabinet you want and zip back up. And there's also a window positioned in this part here. So yeah, again, if you've got a window, you want to get the lights into the caravan, you can do so as well. Because you can get this sort of left hand as this one is, or right hand, you can either have it sort of following the contours of the caravan or out the back. So if you want to then use this as an exit to go out the back of the caravan, that's also a pretty good option as well. Other options and extras you can look at with this particular model as well are things like limpets. So limpets are designed basically to push this, basically sucker this basically extra draft part in here to minimise draft coming down the outside. That really I'd use them twinned up with the foam pad. So you can buy upright poles which push this foam pad up nice and tight against the caravan, and then the sucker system, limpets, just keep it at neat and bay. But you can check out all the accessories on our accessory awning video. So it just gives you a bit more better idea about every single little bit you can add to the awning if you want to. But really nice model, and certainly one I think going forward to 2018 could be a real bit of a winner. Like I say, it's one we're looking to have on our indoor display showroom at Attwoolls, so come and check it out and kind of feel and see the quality of yourself, and kind of, you know, a few chairs on here and a nice evening with a few drinks, I think would go down very, very well. But like I said, any more questions, of course, let us know, and check out our pitching and packing video just to show you how quick and simple it really is to put up. But essence, yeah, really nice model, and certainly one I think will be a huge winner for the 2018 season.